Today we're taking a night ferry in Japan. I'll show you what the rooms are like, we'll have a look around the ferry, get obsessed with the ship's mascot Funeko, and at the end I'll tell you all about how to book tickets. We're going from Kitakyushu to Kobe on the Hankyu Ferry. It was a really good way to save time travelling overnight and cheaper than the bullet train and a hotel. We're starting off at Kokura Station, which is the Shinkansen station in Kitakyushu, right at the top of Kyushu. It's only 15 minutes from Fukuoka on the bullet train. So now we're just going through Kokura Station to find the bus stop to get the bus to the ferry. It's at the north exit. There are signs in English all along the way. The port's called Shinmoji. There's a sign up there to ferry. There's the north exit ahead. There's a sign to Shinmoji Ferry free shuttle bus. And there's another sign to it here. It should be down these stairs. Here in Japanese it says something ferry noriba, which means ferry bus stop, and the times correspond with what I thought it should be. There were instructions from the ferry company on where to wait, including a picture of the bus stop. It was a bit nerve-wracking waiting there as buses came and went, hoping we were in the right place. I don't really trust buses. I knew we were waiting for a Nishitetsu bus and managed to read ferry on the front in katakana. There were more people waiting for the bus than I expected, although I don't know why, because you can either get the bus from here, which is Kokura Station, or from Mojiko Station, so I guess there would be a good amount of people who are going on the ferry waiting here. We got there about 15 minutes early and there was already quite a long queue. Also, if you're going on the ferry, don't bring large suitcases with you because it would be quite difficult to bring them on this bus. They had put some luggage underneath the bus, but there's not that much room. It's better to send them with Takyubin if you can. I will have a video coming up about Takyubin, the luggage sending service, which I used for the first time this year, so subscribe if you want to see that. The bus took about half an hour to get to the port. The bus is free. When you book the ferry, you just need to select if you want to take the bus and which station you want to take it from. This is the ferry terminal building. It looks so fancy, like a shrine. And there's the ferry. At the port, we queued up to pay. Even though you book tickets online, you still have to pay on the day. I was very happy to see the ship's mascot Funeko was everywhere straight away. We'll be seeing a lot more of them. They gave me this ticket which has a QR code that's our room key. Our room number is 711, the Konbini room. First, let's have a look around the room, then I'll show you around the rest of the ferry. We're on the night ferry. We've just got into our room. It feels like we're on a mini cruise. Let me show you around. It's actually a lot like a hotel room, and then you feel the ship move slightly and you remember you're on a ferry. This room is a suite. It's actually a pretty good size compared to a lot of Japanese hotel rooms. It's got twin beds. Both of these are slightly larger than normal single beds, I think. We've got a little sofa, a dressing area with a mirror, a really big TV. We don't always have a TV this big in Japan, I don't think. Maybe because the hotel rooms are so small. There's a fridge. We brought a few drinks and snacks with us, so that's really useful. They provide you with some free water and free bottles of green tea. You get some tea and coffee making facilities provided. There's some tea and tea, different types of tea, and you get a hairdryer and kettle. Best of all, we've got these free biscuits with the ship's mascot on. This is Funeko. Fune means boat and Neko is cat, so it's a cat boat. But I just love this mascot because it just looks like a taco cat. They've just made the boat into a cat. That's all they've done. And look at this chair. If you want to move the chair, you can't. It's chained down just in case we have a lot of waves or turbulent waters. Let's hope not. Let's have a look outside. The ship leaves at 8 p.m, so it's dark right now. We're on the sea side, so we'll see what we can see throughout the night. This ferry runs between Mojiko and Kobe. I think this is probably a building in Mojiko. There's lots of these Western style old looking buildings in Mojiko. And I didn't know about this before we boarded the ship. It says you can borrow a women's yukata free of charge, available to only the first 10 people. You can choose whichever colour you like. There's a little bit of storage space here to hang your clothes up. Some extra blankets at the bottom if you get cold. What is all this stuff? I've got some slippers. That's very Japanese to give you slippers to wear indoors. Toothbrush is provided. There's Funeko again. It's a little drawstring bag. A towel. I wonder if we're allowed to keep this. This will probably be because there's a bathhouse on board. Some of the rooms don't have bathrooms, but there's a communal bath and showers. So maybe you're supposed to use this if you go to the bath. Is this a yukata? It looks like it because it comes with a belt. And because this is a suite, we've got our own bathroom. This door is quite a heavy duty door. It feels like it's made of metal actually. And the bathroom is pretty nice. It's better than some hotel rooms I've been in. It's actually reasonably spacious compared to some like an APA hotel and APA hotel. So we've got the Japanese bath, which is a bit deeper than a Western bath. It's got a shower and they provide you with conditioner, shampoo and body soap. It's very clean, and when we came into the room it smelled quite new. And of course we've got the Toto Japanese toilet, which has this on to prove that it's been washed. That's good to know. And here are the buttons for the toilet with the bidet functions. We've got air conditioning, so you can set that to whatever you want in your room. There's also this. When we came in, there were endless announcements in different languages going off, but you can turn them down or turn them off if you want to. It was Chinese before. The Chinese announcement's taken a long time.
For some of the facilities, who knows what this one is?
The mystery facility on the 5th floor. Here's the opening hours for various things: the restaurant, the shop, the baths, karaoke. We're gonna have to check that out. What's this?
It's arcade.
Oh, nice. That says relax room. There are a couple of different Hankyu ferries. This one is called the Yamato. It sets sail at 8 p.m. and we'll get there at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and it goes between Honshu and Shikoku underneath the bridges. I think if you have the announcements on, it might tell you when you're going underneath the bridges. We decided to get this instead of the Shinkansen because it's something different, a different way to get between Kyushu and Honshu. And because it's a night ferry, it means we don't need a hotel for tonight. Compared to the cost of the Shinkansen and a hotel, the cost of the ferry is actually not too bad. And even though we've got an upgraded room, it still was pretty reasonable. We were actually looking at getting the Royal Suite, which is the top one, just to see what it was like to stay in the best room. But in the end, we decided it wasn't really worth it. It didn't look that amazing. Although you do get your own private balcony if you book that one. There are other types of rooms that are cheaper than this one. Some of them look a bit like bunk beds and some are communal rooms, but we wanted our own private space and our own bathroom. We're setting sail. Can you see the ferry building over there? Exciting. Let's go and explore the ship. This is the central atrium of the ferry. There are lots of spaces to sit and relax. I guess they're useful if you book one of the bunk beds or communal rooms. Here's the bathhouse for men, and there's one for women across the way with the red curtain. There's a vending machine, as always. Let's have a look outside. Maybe I should have brought my coat. It's quite cold today. We're in danger of flashing everyone. Big danger.
Come back when I freeze.
Yes, it's freezing. There's some seating areas and places to hang out in the central atrium. You'll have to try on the captain's jackets. Oh, and there's stamps and the mascot. They're quite big actually. The route map, that's good.
Do you want to show us where we're going?
So here's where we started off, in Kitakyushu at Shinmoji. We're going all the way here. This is Shikoku, there's Honshu, all the way through to Kobe, and that's Osaka there. For your stamp, I think. Maybe there are more stamps throughout the ship. It's of the mascot. I wonder if that's the same over there as well. That's a different one, so we need to fit them both on. Oh, it's a good one. There's the ship. You're gonna like this one. It's Funeko, the ship's mascot. There's a smoking room there, So there's no smoking on the rest of the ship.
Some rooms there which won't have windows, I guess.
Oh, they're in the middle. Some vending machines, including ones with alcohol. You can get strong zeros, Kirin, Asahi, and soft drinks. They've got Fanta Grape, everything you could want. Up here there's a restaurant. We ate before we got on because I wasn't sure if they'd have vegetarian options. Funeko's also a chef. They've got pizza. Here's the full menu in Japanese. The prices all look pretty reasonable actually. There's nothing over 1,000 yen. There's a room there with some massage chairs. There's some people in them, so probably better not film that. Here's a plan of the ship showing all the different room types. These pink ones are royal suites. There's only 2 of them. And then that's our room, 711. These ones are the suites. And then the other ones on this floor are the single deluxe rooms. The deluxe rooms are on the edges. And then these are standard bunk bedrooms. You have to share them with other people. These are standard single rooms. And here we've got some deluxe rooms. These are standard and standard.
This is whether you can have a pet on as well.
Ah, or didn't it say something about hamsters on the booking information?
Oh yeah. Oh, here's a little pet.
Ah, there's the pet section.
Karaoke.
All the noisy things together. Here's the other facilities. There's some more vending machines in here, including a cup noodle vending machine. There's some more drinks and an ice cream vending machine. And they got coolish and several monaka, that's wafer with ice cream in the middle. There's a shop here that looks like it has lots of omiyage souvenirs that you can give to people as gifts. It's got some drinks in the back as well, some snacks, and it looks like just some essentials, umbrellas, basic toiletries.
There's some mascot notes there.
Oh, let's take a look at that. These are like the cookies we got in our room. You can get a gift box of them. There's all this merch with Funeko, the ship's mascot. This is amazing. There's some towels. These are really nice. Some t-shirts. Oh wow, you can get Funeko plushies. Enjoy life, enjoy ocean. I couldn't believe there was so much custom merch just for the mascot of a ferry.
Hair clips.
Oh wow. This is amazing. And look at this, you can slide the peg along the route of the ship. It's that way round, isn't it? Oh, you can slide Funeko along the route of the ship. We can track our progress throughout the night. Just next to the shop there's some little safe lock boxes. You could put your valuables in. I guess if you're staying in one of the communal rooms, you could put your valuable items in here to keep them safe. And some more alcohol vending machines. Or your favourites. There's a little kids play area in here, also starring Funeko. I love how they're everywhere. There's a mini arcade, and next to it there's a change machine if you need it for the vending machines or the arcade. Look, you can win a plushie Funeko. This is one of those machines where you have to snip the string with the scissors, and you can win a big plushie Funeko head in the claw machine. Here's the corridor going down to the pet rooms. This one's a bit less plush. This is one of the pet rooms. I can see there's a dog over there. I wonder if many people bring their pets on. I can only see one at the moment. And there's 2 karaoke rooms here. They're both reasonably big. It said you have to pay for it, so maybe you have to pay to get the key. That was the observation room. It was very quiet and there were some people in there. Down this corridor it looks like there are some communal rooms which I can't really see into, but it seems like there's separate areas for women and men, which makes sense. We couldn't resist the ice cream vending machine. We're both getting a coolish. They are soft serve ice cream in a bag. This is just the vanilla flavour. They've got vanilla or Calpis here. There are other flavours as well. I had a grape one once.
These are quite solid. It's minus 17 degrees C.
Oh wow. Maybe leave them to melt down a little bit. There's a little bank here to charge your phone if you need to. It's 100 yen. And I got a Funeko pen. I will always use a pen. And we're stocking up at the beer vending machine. Then we relaxed in our room, had our snacks and watched a film. I don't know if it was being at sea or the exhausting trip and walking so many steps each day, but we were so sleepy. We had intended to go back out on deck to look at the stars in the middle of the night, but we fell asleep. Plus, it was so cold and windy out there. Before going to sleep, I was excited to see Matsuyama from the sea. It's a city on Shikoku, the main island least visited by tourists, which I think makes it seem all the more mysterious and interesting. I hope I can go there one day. Good morning. It was actually really comfortable and just like staying in a hotel. You can have breakfast at the ferry's restaurant if you get up early enough. It's served from 6 a.m. We've just landed or docked at the port in Kobe at Rokko Island. It feels really early in the morning for us. We're not morning people. It lands or docks at 8:30 a.m. There's a free shuttle bus that takes us from the port to a variety of stations in Kobe, whichever one you choose when you book, and that's included in your ticket. So now we're going to take the train from Kobe to Osaka to go to Universal Studios Japan. It's actually been really comfortable staying here. It has been bigger than a lot of hotel rooms we've had. The beds are maybe a little bit hard, but we were very comfortable. It seems the bus is only free if you get off at the first stop. We've gone to JR Sumiyoshi Station. Any of the other stops are 230 yen per person. There's also the option of taking the ferry from Kitakyushu to Izumiyotsu, which is just south of Osaka, between the city and KIX, Kansai International Airport. A good source of information about ferry routes is japanguide.com. There's a map of all the routes and links to the companies that operate them. Bear in mind that ferries are quite slow, so the longer routes do take some time. For example, there's a ferry that goes from Kitakyushu, where we started, all the way to Tokyo, but it takes 34 hours, so probably not the best use of time on your trip. But I think this overnight ferry was a good option. Japan is a long country, so if you want to visit Kyushu or Hokkaido, it seems like quite a trek, and getting some of the travelling done overnight felt like a good time-saving option. It's more eco-friendly than an internal flight and cheaper than the bullet train and a hotel would have been. The ferry was 32,480 yen for 2 people. The Shinkansen would have been 29,620 yen for 2 people. Even though the bullet train's much quicker at 2 hours 10 minutes, the ferry seemed like a fun thing to do. So we took the Hankyu Ferry. Another option is the Sunflower Ferry, which I think is more well known. That goes from Beppu to Osaka, or Oita to Kobe, or Shibushi at the bottom of Kyushu to Osaka, so one of them might suit your plans better. I went from Kitakyushu because it's on the Shinkansen line, so it's easy to get to. I spent the day in Shimonoseki, which is known for fugu, pufferfish. There'll be a video coming up about that. There's also a shopping mall right by the Shinkansen station in Kitakyushu, that's Kokura Station, that's just like Akihabara in a mall. If you like anime, you will love it. It's called Aru Aru City. I booked the ferry on the official Hankyu Ferry website. We could book it in English, but it was a bit of a strange booking process. First, you fill in the form and then your booking isn't automatically confirmed. It seems like they confirm it manually, so I got a reply by email back the next day saying, yes, your booking is confirmed. And you don't pay online when you book it, you pay when you get to the ferry terminal, so I paid earlier just before we get on the ship. And surprisingly, they do take cards as well as cash. If you want your own bathroom, you'll need to stay in a suite, which is like the room we've got, and there are relatively few of them compared to the other rooms, so book it quite early. And if you want that royal suite, there's only 2 of them on this ship, so book that as soon as you can. The price of the ferry depends on the date. First, look at the calendar to check which pricing applies. You can see the next 3 months. You can book 2 months and 7 days in advance. These prices are per person and there's a 20% discount for booking online. We booked the suite, which is the second most expensive room because we wanted a whole bathroom to ourselves. The cheapest fare is 7,590 yen per person for the communal room, where you're basically sleeping on a futon on the floor right next to other people. Something I found a bit confusing when I was booking is there are 4 different ships that sail on these routes. There's the Izumi and Hibiki, which are the same, and the Setsu and Yamato, which are the same. Each pair of ships has slightly different rooms and facilities. We went on the Yamato. There's a calendar on the website that shows which ship is sailing on which day, so you can see what the choice of rooms is. On the booking form, you need to say if you want to take the connecting bus before and after the ferry. You don't have to, but at Kitakyushu, it's definitely the easiest way to get to the port. You can get the bus from Kokura Station, the Shinkansen station, or Mojiko Station, which is where the tourist attractions at Mojiko are, the historic buildings, and it was actually closer to where we ended up spending the day beforehand. And after the ferry, there's a choice of stations you can take the connecting bus to. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Hankyu Ferry and especially meeting Funeko. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll see you next time with more videos about Japan.